up, y'all? Welcome to Delena's Kitchen. I'm making coleslaw. I don't have the green cabbage, but I have the carrots and the purple cabbage. Right now, I'm boiling water so that I can make the mayo. I'm using a raw cashew based mayo. So this video is gonna be about. Why am I talking like this? Eating healthier. So my journey in eating healthier, when I was younger, I spent every day of my life eating meat. Chicken, pork, beef, you name it. My mom made it. And it was delicious. Her food, her cooking was restaurant quality. Even it soars above restaurant quality. It's mom quality. And yeah, and then she also told me to drink a cup of milk every night before bed and in the morning because the media told her that they were good for your bones. And now that, you know, a lot more research has come out about the effects of dairy and meat and all that stuff. So when I became more and more aware of what the meat industry and the dairy industry were doing to the animals, and I saw footage of what was going on in the farms and not even farms, dude. They're just literal conveyor belts, and it's a factory. It's a factory farmed meat, and you're like putting that in your body. You're putting abused, traumatized flesh, animals, living beings in your body. And at a certain point, like at first it was really hard for me to wean off of meat because I've been eating it every day of my life. It was around 18, 19 when I started weaning off of it in college, slowly and steadily. And then I just like ate fish for a while. Not just fish, but like I had a plant-based diet, but I still had fish and eggs. It was a very gradual process, and maybe took 6 months to a year to actually wean off of meat entirely. Not to say that I have had fish and eggs, and I'm like acting a little guilty right now. I've had, you know, I still have eggs, but like pasture raised eggs and fish when my mom makes it. Otherwise, I've cut out meat pretty much entirely out of my diet, and dairy, because cheese made me feel like poop. I remember the last time I had ice cream, I didn't shit my pants, but I was very close to shitting my pants. So yeah, and as a result, my skin cleared up. I feel better. I feel lighter. I feel more energetic, more clear in the mind, more in touch with my higher self and the universe, and more able to tap into the flow state, and like just everything in my life elevated. And I guess this also had to do with my whole entire lifestyle change. It's like it was holistic. It wasn't just like eating well. I'm very, very of the belief that it's not just eating well, it's not just exercising, it's not just mindfulness. You gotta do everything, the mind, body, and soul. If you want to level up, if you want to upgrade, you gotta focus on all of it, the physical, the mental, the emotional. So I started meditating every day. I started doing yoga every day. I used to work out a lot more, but now I'm just taking it easy. And you know, being in that emotional good state too, like doing what you love, cooking, playing the piano, playing music, dancing, talking to your friends, anything that makes you feel good and in the flow. So it's everything. How I weaned off of meat though was, it was more of like an ethical reason and then health purposes, because it was just I couldn't just stand seeing what was going on in the factory farms and then like eating and like consuming and allowing that to perpetuate by buying meat. Like I couldn't do that anymore, so I cut it out. And like as a result, I felt so much better, and my like I said, my skin cleared up, everything cleared up, but like internally and externally. It's a slow and steady process, and I know it's challenging. It is, especially if you eat meat and dairy every day of your life. We are literally addicted to these substances, so it's literally we're weaning off of our addictions as we wean off of food that isn't good for us. I'm not saying that eating meat isn't good. I'm of the belief that animals that are raised in wild, habitats, and hunted, I think that's fine. I think that there's a cycle of life, and animals inherently understand the cycle of life, and the factory farming is just complete immoral, and I can't get behind that. So I'm open to eating meat if it was ethical, and I know there's a lot of controversy behind that, because how do you kill something and be ethical at the same time? Well, you can honor what you have hunted, just like the natives. Honestly, I don't know what specific. I mean, tribes who live along the Amazon, like, they honor their meat. They honor the the nature, the grass, the fields, the soil, the elements that create your food, and so honoring that and respecting it, you know. And yeah, so basically, my life, just everything got better the when I started eating healthier, and I guess it starts like everything starts physically. When you're trying to improve your life, I think it's most important to start with the physical, what you're intaking, not just food but media. What kind of media are you consuming? Like, are you watching like violent horror movies, or like uplifting, motivating? I used to, well, I still, but I was addicted to like podcasts and YouTube videos. I would listen to them every day for hours. Abraham Hicks, like these channelers talking about like really motivating, empowering stuff, and I don't know, made me feel good. And so like having those positive thoughts and eating good, wholesome, from the earth food, real food, not processed junk, not white breads, not, I still have gluten-free pasta and buckwheat noodles and stuff, but like plant-based, pretty much. Like, if you can go plant-based, your life will just level up. And when I went plant-based, I guess I used to like saute and fry a lot of my food, not like deep fry, but like, fry, like cook my food. But the rawer the food, the better, because it does retain a lot of that, the high vibrational. It's alive. The food that you're intaking, if it's raw, it's alive. So it's better to be intaking live foods, because it energizes us. But it's also good for me, at least. I feel like I can't just have a raw diet because I feel very ungrounded. So having cooked quinoa or brown rice, I still have white rice, basmati, Indian rice, the best. Potatoes and stuff like that. So it's a balance, and I have a lot of fruits every day. Trying to eat more oatmeal, because oatmeal is good to cleanse, to flush out the intestines and stuff. But yeah, it's every day. It's like don't do it cold turkey. I couldn't even do it cold turkey. It's little steps every day, which is it, and that's with everything. If you're trying to get better, trying to grow, it's little baby steps, and not being so hard on yourself, but also being a good level of discipline. If you really want to change your life and change your habits, you have to remain disciplined and consistent. Consistency is everything. And so it's just like, instead of having eggs and bacon in the morning, have an apple and peanut butter. I love apples and peanut butter. And if you really can't feel like you can give up that, have eggs and have like some fruit and like something cooked. But it's not, you gotta be realistic about it too. So and after a while, your palate really does start to change and starts to adjust to raw whole foods. Like, it starts to your body starts to crave it. It's kind of it's so cool. And like carrots and cabbage and fruits and vegetables, they start to taste really good. And I cut out like a lot of sugars out of my diet. I don't eat like pastries, maybe like a bite or so. And I have cake like 3 4 times a year. I mean, special occasions, but those are like way too sweet for me at this point because I'm eating fruit every day. And like that's the natural, true like sugars your body wants and needs. And so your body starts craving it, your mind starts craving it, and when you start this healthier lifestyle and diet, it's actually hard to go back because when you start eating like fried chicken again, you're gonna feel it even more. You become a lot more sensitive to I guess negative energies when you're you know feeding yourself so much high vibrational food. So it's slow and steady. Don't be so hard on yourself. But you know that it's worth it. It's all worth it in the end if you just stay consistent. Limit your meat and dairy intake as much as possible. Eventually, ideally, eliminate it because we don't need to be, um, supporting these very inhumane practices. But if there's a small farm, I'm all about that. I'm cool with that. But at the same time, live your life. It's just I'm not trying to say that I'm more moral than you. Live your life, but just be mindful and honor your food, honor everything you eat, be conscious and aware of everything you eat. Yeah, that's all for now, folks.